Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show. Today, we're going to go into my favorite sport, bodybuilding, but not just dabbing into it, but wondering what it's like to come from another country and to come over to the United States and compete in a sport that is very difficult. And let me explain to you what I mean when I say very difficult. Bodybuilding is an individual sport. If you ever really wanted to know what it's like to test your athletic ability, this is a sport because you're judged by so many different people. And it's really hard because the difference between first and second, or even the top 10, is really just a matter of points. Today on the show, we have one of my favorite bodybuilders, female bodybuilders, who's going to come and share her story and her journey from coming from another country to the United States. If I can't pronounce her name right, don't get mad. But welcome to the show, IFBB Pro, all the way from the Czech, Aurelia. Did I get it right?
Yeah, very, very good. But from Czechoslovakia, former, right now from Slovakia.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
Your career journey started between Ukraine, Russia, the Czech. Was that where you was born in that region? Am I correct? Following your career, that's where you was.
I was born in Slovakia. That time it was Czechoslovakia, but we split it. We were divided, and I was raised most of time in Slovakia. So, but of course, it's Eastern Europe, and this region for viewers can be that is I am from Eastern Europe.
What's it like? What's it like growing up with different countries that are so closely bordered? How do you adapt, or what is a normal day life for you with so much chaos going on, and now it's divided and you're seeing so much because this is your homeland. What was it like for you growing up over there?
When we were divided from Czech Republic, it was very, very calm and very polite act, because it wasn't at all a problem, because both countries agreed with some rules, and we were divided without some fight or something like people can think about it. And really, we that time government decided that will be better to live like Slovak Republic and Czech Republic. And that time I didn't feel something like some pressure or some stress or some disappointment. Regarding right now, what you maybe think about Ukraine, that is a completely different situation because there is war and everything. And we are watching from USA because we are right now here, and really is for us a very, very stressful situation what is going on there. So, but right now in Slovakia is a normal situation. Despite of fact that we are neighbor of Ukraine, in Slovakia this living is the same like before. So only there is a problem that we have to be careful what is going on, how long will be this war and everything. So really sometimes these thoughts are about what will be what is going to be our future or something like that.
When you see these things happening, how 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 much of an impact is it for you now that you're in the United States, but you see your fellow comrades on all sides of the border dealing with this
Yeah,
conflict of territorial borders and
yeah, yeah.
resources and lives being impacted on all sides of the on all sides, but you're here. How much is that taking toll up on you and the people that you know that live in the United States? Do you guys sit around and talk about it and what can be done?
Yeah, because that's very sad that we can talk about it, but we are like helpless to do something because it's not in our hands. We have to wait and we pray to finish this. I think this horrible war, and we don't know. We can, and we helped people with some money and everything, but that's all what we can do about it. Nothing else. Yeah.
When did where when did bodybuilding or physical fitness, let's just call it physical fitness because that's usually how it starts out first.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
did this enter into your life? Were you still abroad when physical fitness and bodybuilding took hold of your life?
Sure. I started to I started working out when I was 23 years old. Right now I am 53 years old, so 3 decades. I am still in the gym, and I'm trying to work out regularly. Of course, right now when I am not competitor, these trainings are not so hard. That I have to admit. Of course, also food is almost the same, but not so much, I can tell, because of my age. And still, I am focused on to live healthy and to have this bodybuilding in my daily routine.
When you look at, I retired from the sport in 2005 when you just entered the sport in
Yeah,
2005.
yeah, yeah,
But I saw the difference. Let me rephrase this. I saw the evolution of bodybuilding from the Arnold Schwarzenegger times that it
sure.
is
Yes,
now. And there is a difference between European bodybuilding than it is American bodybuilding. I remember the European side of it, like the Russians and the Czechs and so forth, they didn't really care for bodybuilding. They were about strength and powerlifting. How did you manage to get away from that? Because you started over there and they kind of like frowned on bodybuilding because they were more into the strength aspects. Did it
yes.
approach you like that as well?
But this is my opinion that I always heard when I was competitor that judges in USA their criteria are different to judges to Europe.
Right.
That, and I think that was true that time. But regarding to shape and this like sports form and this best for 100%, you have to be prepared. Is the same. You have to look very good on European competition or in USA competition. But maybe there is. Something what is more focused among judges in USA and more focused among judges in Europe competition, because what when they started new categories, for example, like figure and bikini and these categories, and it was completely different view of judges in Europe like in USA. That's true. That's true.
It is so funny. I was one of the original judges to help,
Really? Oh my God.
yeah, to
Oh
help
my
impact
God. Yeah.
figure and
Yeah.
all the little different categories they got. But people need to understand it went from bodybuilding
Yeah.
to that category because it's a business and people really
Sure.
wasn't paying to see
Yeah.
muscles. I mean, that's
Yeah.
real. They wasn't paying to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
muscles. And
Yeah.
when you have an organization that deals in that, you have to now start opening up the doors, which I'm proud to see that happening.
Yeah.
It was probably long overdue. But as a bodybuilder, because when we got into the sports of the sport, it was about muscle, it was about definition, it was about
Yeah.
balance and symmetry. Now you have so many categories that I almost get lost in the matrix trying to
I
figure
agree.
out
I agree. Yeah.
what are we really what signal are we really sending out now, because it started out as bodybuilding. Now you got all these categories. What's your take on that now?
You know, there one I can mention that, for example, what was always said in Europe, that in USA you have to be much bigger regarding of volume of gaining muscles. That's true. And when I can tell that, for example, women categories like bikini and figure and this type, it was that in Europe they were more ripped, they were more depleted from water, and they were more drier. But I think right now is the same, that in USA are also prepared because you know that is very difficult when you are too big. It's very difficult to be also very dry, but right now this top of the athletes there can be big and also very well prepared regarding of depleting of water and everything. So that's true.
What were some of the things that you struggle with, because you're dealing with a sport that is judgmental? Let's call it what it is. You train just as hard as the next person. You might have 15 women in your class and all of you guys look great. Has there ever been moments in your career? What was the hardest things for you to overcome when you didn't win, or you placed fifth or second, that the judges came to you and you was like,
I was 16. I was many times I was down lit, but you know, my focus was to be prepared as I can be the best. And I knew that I am not able to put on so much muscles like another competitors, but I did everything what was necessary to do during training, during this all time. My nutrition was great. Everything I did, and I felt very good on the stage, despite of this fact that I saw bigger women and better prepared. But I felt that my body is able to do right now this, and for me it was 100% condition on the stage, and I was lucky. And I didn't have problem, you know, and not to be happy or be angry that, oh, I finished not very good, because I knew that each year I can be little better, but little. That's problem, that I wasn't able to do huge progress from years to years to years. I was better only little, but still for me it was huge thing. And I'm lucky that I could be on the stage, and I was able to compete with the best bodybuilders from the world.
when you competed overseas, um, how difficult was it for you to compete overseas? And then how difficult was it for you to transcend that same level of competition to the United States? Because the United States definitely has different
Yeah,
standards than your
is the
European.
best. Yeah, yeah. That's what I mentioned before, that there these women on the stage were, in comparison to me, were too big, and I recognized that, but I wasn't able to catch their style and to be the same big like they were. But still, I try to do the diet and everything, and to look better and better. But well, you said that you know, bodybuilding in USA is the best bodybuilding, and I was lucky that I can be in USA. That's true.
When you got your pro card, what was that like for you? What event was it that you got your pro card?
I was very happy, and still I am happy that I was in the past, that I was a female bodybuilder. And sure, I'm not like you know, sometimes it costs a lot of money, but it was experience, and still is experience to be there and train there, because here are the best situation regarding to this sport. And also audience and people are very helpful. And what I cannot say about people in Slovakia, where for them female bodybuilder is something crazy, you know. And here I can feel and or also I can hear the support from people who are not related in bodybuilding at all, and they like it. They like it.
Who are some of your role models in the sport since you've been to the United States?
I didn't have exactly role models, but of course, when we read magazines, that time they were magazines, and of course, this generation of Corey Everson, but and this later generation was, I think, the best generation because for me, right now is too big. Is too big for women to keep these muscles because I know that someone like it, someone not, and sure, I prefer be healthy and be muscular as much as possible, but to keep some symmetry and some healthy skin and healthy look and everything because it must be a bit about healthy lifestyle. I cannot advertise some sport which is not very good for health. I always I am a model who wants to show, look, I'm doing this sport a few decades. I'm still here and I'm looking great. And I can do this sport for a long time, not only a few seasons, and that's it.
You will hear a lot of women say, I'm glad you brought that up. You hear a lot of women that aren't involved in the sport. I know you hear it when you're in the gym as well. There's more disgust from women getting to the size and the level that you are. How do you deal with that every day? Like even if you're walking the street or training and you hear so much negativity, but I personally know the level of commitment and discipline that it takes to do that. Like you hear women and even men say, "Oh, you use drugs or that sport," but we hear more downplay. And I'm not saying that drugs don't exist in the sport. I'm not saying that at all. But for the ones that don't use, how does that make you feel that you hear such negative feedback, and how do you allow it to not enter your space?
What I want to mention that most criticism and negative thoughts I heard in Slovakia because this society is not prepared to see female with muscles and the everything around that. And in USA, not really. I didn't hear. And in Slovakia also it was that they weren't able to say me in front of my face. I heard it behind my back something. Or of course I received some emails or some messages on a computer about my look and everything. But I like this sport and I feel in my heart that I was I am on this earth to do this sport, and I am not living. I am not willing to live life because some people don't like that. That's I am focused on this. It was my career. Right now, of course, I'm doing something else, but still, this sport is in my heart. And right now, I can tell that harvest from this sport I'm going to take because really in my age and when I am with people and women the similar age like me, I am more healthy, I am more movable, I can do things what they cannot do, and I am happy about it.
You will have let's go back for a minute. You get on stage, and I hear this a lot, and you're competing. Um, I just had a friend of mine just compete. I think it was like last week, and she showed me her pictures, and uh, she wasn't big enough. She wasn't big enough, and
Mhm.
uh, I get it. We all want to win. That we're competitors. When that happens, what do we need to do to make the playing field even. We know that they do drug testing and you know, you can beat these things. But when you're putting in the work and the discipline, you want to win. And sometimes you have to compete against the ones that have beat the system. How does that make you feel? And what do you think we need to do? You've been in the sport long enough, you have a voice. What do you think we need to do to change this? Should the judges say, okay, we're not stupid. We know you did something. Should the judges have a sense to say we're going to take away 2 to 3 points because of this? Or you know, what do you think to make the playing field better? Because that's big real. Drug
That-
testing is not.
yeah, yeah, of course, but many things can be done. But of course, if there is, if there is some mode to do that, and some, some willingness, because, for example, I think this bodybuilding is a sport for which have to take a long term. You cannot be young and to have big muscles. It takes times. You have to work out many years, and after that you have nice muscles with good quality, and after many years of dieting these muscles will be visible. There is not necessary to take drugs, of course, but people are very they want to everything very fast, and very fast wants to people on the stage, and very fast wants to people like audience wants to see very big muscles, but it takes time. And second things what I in my mind, of course, only that really they should be put a drug test on the competition, because not only because that you can eliminate this stuff, but of course it's very good for to keep people healthy, because you cannot take it for a long time and after, without some healthy problems. That's I think they should be again put drug tests.
Okay. You mentioned this is your career.
Yeah.
Is bodybuilding for you lucrative career? I mean, I hear individuals say I got a pro card, but they're not making money to live off of. If you're putting 30,000 in your career for one show or two shows, you got to make 60,000. Is that even possible now that you're a pro?
Yeah, that's true, because of course there is also my situation that I wasn't able to earn money from bodybuilding, and everything was paid by my husband, and we had this money, and we freely decided to spend for my sport. And that's true that it's very difficult to do this sport because of nutrition, because of traveling, because of color, what you have to have on the stage. You have to be prepared. You have to have these competitions, swimsuit, everything is paid by yourself. And if you don't have sponsors, you have to pay it. That's true. That's
Yeah.
very
Um,
difficult.
I think from a woman's standpoint, it has to you have to have. Some people would say it's a hobby because you don't get health benefits, you don't get retirement benefits. I mean,
Yeah.
Look at Ronnie Coleman. He can't damn walk, you know, but he had another job outside of bodybuilding. How is it important for you for an what's your take on somebody that wants to be a bodybuilder? What would you say to them?
That's very difficult. What I want to say about another job, because if you have, despite of what kind of job you have, if you're sitting in the office, maybe, but if you have another job which required some physical activities and you are tired, I cannot imagine to come to the gym and to do best training and to build some muscles, because right now I have a different job. Of course, I am not competitor, but I have a job, and after job, I'm going to gym, and I'm lucky that I'm able to do something and to keep my muscles at least, because really it's difficult to have energy for very good quality training and to be on the stage. I cannot imagine during diet to have job and to do diet before competition. This 8 or 12 weeks before competition, you are on diet, and really that's very difficult. But I heard that someone is able to do, but it must be hell, really.
Are you still competing currently, or are you retired?
Yeah, I'm retired right now. I'm retired. My last competition was 2019, and before COVID, because I wanted to do 1 year more, but COVID came, how to say, and after that these competitions were cancelled, and many of them they were announced. After that they were cancelled, and I decided not to compete again.
What are you doing currently right now? You retired?
I'm doing because I have to earn some money, and I'm personal trainer, but again there is problem because many people didn't come after this. It was this quarantine and everything, and they are starting to train home, and they choose different sports, and it's very difficult to find clients. So I have a completely different job. I'm working at a grocery shop. So, but still I am in Powerhouse Gym. My gym is Powerhouse in Tampa, and I can train people. I have everything to train these people, but that's really I don't have time and energy to find new clients, because sometimes people come and train one training, and another training they will not come. So that's difficult. And
How have you seen? Have you seen since COVID? You mentioned that you got a gym in Tampa, Florida, and
yeah.
it's not as lucrative now. But I see tons of females now that are entering the sports of figure. It's like all over in bikinis, like all over. Why do you think that there's a drop? But clearly on the internet, it shows that there's not a drop. People are getting on stage like crazy.
I don't know. I think for young women is this category is very attractive. Bikini or for example, for this shorter girls is very good, this wellness category. That's true. But of course, everything is about bodybuilding, about lifting weights. Is only what you are able to do, and what you focus on, how strong you train and everything. And uh, I think that these categories, like on the stage, these girls looks very nice, pretty, everything, and sure, when I can see this bikini, sure she doesn't want to be bodybuilders, because she choose this form, this sport, this category, and I think they know what to do, because you have to have in your head what if you want to be bodybuilder or wellness or bikini or figure. That's in your mind, really. And maybe of course some, if they have some support, and they watch these categories, they can decide it after they look what they got, like symmetry and everything, and height and everything, that if they are fit which category is best for them. Because really, for example, I am too tall for bodybuilders. I am too tall, but I cannot be shorter. So and bikini category is better when they are a little higher, but they have also shoes and everything. And I think that is good that there is these categories. At least these people are in the gym, and they are training, and they are doing for something for them, for themselves. So that's good.
How can the viewers reach out to you for your services if they need help with getting ready for contest preparation, or even just physical fitness in general? Because clearly, just because you hold the title of a professional bodybuilder, you still are about overall health, fitness, and nutrition? How can the viewers reach out to you?
Right now for many years I working out in a powerhouse gym in Tampa, and I have on the social medias my business card, and there is phone number and everything. If someone wants, I will be glad to train him, and that's not problem. That's
I think first of all, you better spell your name so that people can find you, because I couldn't even pronounce the name correctly. So what's the correct pronunciation so they can actually Google you and search for you?
My name is Aurelia Grozajova, and when they will Google this, so they will find me, and it's very very easy to find me. I think many years I'm on these computers.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for coming on and sharing
Thank
such a
you.
great
Thank you.
story. Enjoy the weather in Tampa. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton
Thank you very much.
Show.
Thank you very much.